I'm just being told right now that we are ready to rock and roll. So please, everyone, give a warm Fastest Furs welcome to the one, the only mannequin with Peggle Deluxe any percent. Take it away.
Hi, I'm Mannequin Z, and this is Peggle Deluxe. It is a pachinko-style puzzle game created by PopCap, the same developers as stuff like Zuma, Plants vs. Zombies, probably most famously, Bookworm, Chuzzle, a bunch of classic PC games from back in the day. And I'm going to be doing a full any percent run where I beat all 55 levels of the game as quickly as possible. But before I do that, I would like to know which name won the file name incentive.
Absolutely. Maybe just do a quick refresh.
Yep.
The winner with $125 is none other than Furt.
All right. Pretty easy one to type.
There you
There we
go. F-U-R-T.
Okay. And before we start, I want to be sure, yep, colorblind mode is on, and that's off. Yep, okay. This is a new file, and the time will begin right when I click Adventure up here. And I will start in 3, 2, 1, go. So, for anybody who doesn't know what this game is at all, also I apologize for this annoying noise. I promise it won't be in the whole run, it's just this first level. But yes, the goal in this game is to hit all of the orange pegs, these ones right here, or red pegs, depending on who you ask. And you have a limited number of balls to do it, as you can see by this meter over here, and if you run out of balls, you have to start the level all over again. So in a speedrunning context, you would think it would just be like general skill of being used to how the game operates, and there's not really a whole lot of glitches or strats or anything like that, but there's actually like a whole lot more to it than you would think. There's actually like a large amount of different strats that runners have come up with that help us beat the levels as quickly as we can. Those two main categories of little openers, what we call them, they are pixel shots and tap shots. There are a ton of examples, and I will call some of them out as I see them, but essentially, with how the physics of the game operates, if I fire the ball, if I aim it just the right way, like literally in a pixel perfect way, I am guaranteed to get a ton of pegs right away. So here is a good example coming up. Okay, it's maybe not the best example because it's really precise compared to other ones, but if I aim it here, then that will get a good amount of pegs, and then I kind of line this one up to where I go up 2 pixels, and then right when another box appears on that aim arrow, that gets a ton there, and then I go all the way to the left over here, and that gets a decent amount. And this level should be pretty straightforward now. And over here, we have Bjorn the Unicorn. That is one of the many masters that help us out during the game. This is Bjorn's power-up, which is the super guide, which gives us a little extra aiming arrow to help us align shots a little bit better, which can certainly be very useful, especially in one level at the very end, where with the last 5 levels of the game, you choose whichever master you want to. Here's another very specific pixel shot. I hope I get it. I've been missing it lately. Nope, there it is. And then I'll do a little one that I may do this one wrong. Nah, that's fine. That was one that I discovered semi-recently, which I think it was Janano. I saw him do it during a run, and it helps make a little bit more room, but I'm not as used to it. What else have I said? Oh, and what else is there to talk about? Every set of 5 levels, there will be a new master, so there's this level and then the one after. We will switch from Bjorn to a new master that he can be helpful, but he also sometimes isn't that helpful. But we shall see in just a second. This is a pretty solid start. Now I go to this little icicle here, and then I go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that was right. And I always remember that specific pixel shot. It gives you 24 pegs, I believe. Yeah. So basically how the physics of this game operates, it's always consistent. There's actually like a little debug mode that you can do that shows you a little coordinate grid going from 0, 0 to 800 by 600 or 600 by 800. I can never remember aspect ratios for some reason, but essentially there's a big amount of pegs, and we are able to line the cursor just enough to where we can plan right at the very beginning to hit a bunch of pegs right off the bat.
Scuba Pup says, Mannequin, have you talked about the hidden luck strat yet?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure. The luck strat just getting good, you mean?
That's what Scuba Pup says. Like, have you talked about the hidden luck stat?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely like very skill based for a lot of the run, but like having learned a lot of the pixels, it essentially makes the first half of the run very like memorization, muscle memory focus, while the other half of all the levels are basically pure skill, if that makes any sense. Anyways, this is Jimmy. He, as you saw, can, when you hit the green peg, it makes another extra ball. Oh, you mean Micro Zen. Yeah, I forgot about that. So there is... I don't remember the exact specifics of it, but... Wait, hang on, this is a good shot. And then this little glint shot, which is that little bit of the white, and then 1 pixel to the right, gives you that little slide. And then... Thanks, Jimmy. Oh, some of the sound effects aren't working. I'll fix that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That might be wrong. Ah, dang it. That's worth doing again. Anyways... Saying yourself mentioned in the chat Micro Zen. I don't remember the 2, 3, 4, 5. That one should be right. I hope, please. Oh, come on. Let me do that one first. No, hang on. One more if it doesn't work. That's okay. Oh. And then and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is. Okay. Anyways, I don't remember the exact specifics of it, but there is Micro Zen, which is a little thing that's developed in the actual game itself, where depending on how you are doing in the level, or if you do bad in the level and you have to start over again, the game will actually nudge the ball a little bit in your favor, which can be very helpful. I hope I'm explaining that in the best way. I'm not as savvy about the more behind the scenes technical aspects of it, but I can do... Yeah, Jimmy won't interfere with this. So I do this glint and then 1 and then down 2, and I actually do this one twice in a row, which gets a nice slide down there. And if I do that again, hope... Jimmy, don't screw it up. Okay, that gets a good amount. And then this one over here, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Although Jimmy might screw it up. Yeah, it was supposed to get a little slide right there, but it also got that slide, which is nice. And this level should be pretty straight. Excuse me, pretty straightforward. Oh, yes. Thank you, Satan. Also, there's the... That's a weird thing to say out of context, but yeah, Satan herself, another really talented Peggle runner in the chat, is reminding me of the text box skip, which... Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4? 4? Yeah, 4. And then I'll plan this shot ahead, and that'll get a really nice slide. And she's talking about the... Get out of the way, Jimmy. Oh my goodness. There's a little mechanic you can do where if you press your 2 mouse buttons at the same time at the very end of a level, it actually allows you to skip the text box at the very beginning, which saves you not that much time, but it does add up overall. Okay, this is actually kind of close. Wait, let me try doing some free ball shots here. Oh, wait. There we go. And... Oh, this is actually close. Oh, no. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, that should be fine. Oh.
Great job.
Thank you. Sorry,
So
we kind of...
Oh, no, after you, sorry.
Right. Yeah, sorry. I've been peeking over at chat at the same time, so I kind of get a little bit distracted, but that's okay. What were you about to say? I'm sorry.
I was just going to ask you, like, when did you start speedrunning Peggle?
God, how long has it been? It's been like at least a year and a half, probably. I've been playing it casually ever since I was younger. I would play like the old Flash version of it. And I've known about speedrunning for a while, and I've wanted to get into it, but I can never get any kind of game to stick. But Peggle has. It's a really fun, addictive run to do, and like the community is very chill, so this was a really nice one to get into. Let's see, this one should be pretty straightforward. If I just lodge it in there just right. Ah, dang it. Okay, well, should still be fine. Oh, goodness. What am I doing? Okay, this should still be okay. Just don't want those blue ones to get in the way. Sometimes moving pegs can... Okay. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, my god, there are too many close calls this early. Oh, dear. Okay. This is Cat Tut. He is arguably the worst master. We'll see in just a second. Oh, I hope this peg is right. There we go. That was correct. Anyways, as you can see, his power is opening up this little pyramid, which can be good for some lucky bounces and last second reprieves, as he would say. But also it ends up wasting a lot of time because the ball will kind of get stuck at the bottom. Oh, I forgot to change the sound. I'll change that back in a second. There's supposed to be a sound every time you get in the free ball bucket, but for some reason, if the volume isn't all the way down, but it's still pretty low, it won't work. That's annoying. Okay, so their cat tub was pretty helpful, but this time, every once in a while, he'll just kind of have a ball sit there for a while. Okay, let me turn the sound effects up a little bit. Hopefully that'll work. Okay, this is a fun one. So I do one tap strat, which is where I go all the way to the right, and then I tap on my keyboard. That time it was just one time to the left. And then I do a little pixel shot like this, and if I did it... no. Hang on. Let me try that again. So you line up with this little shadow here. There we go. That's how you do it. And that gets that whole like infinity sign right away. Okay. Once again, an actually pretty helpful shot from Cat Tut. This level should be pretty straightforward now. And there we go. Now this one is another tap, so 1, 2, 3, all the way to the right, and then 3 taps on the left mouse key, and then this shot is a little weird, but if I do it right, it'll get this whole slide, which is very nice. And then... there we go. That was a pretty quick one.
Super fast.
Oh, yeah. I golded that, actually. Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Nice. GG.
Okay. Now, this is one of my least favorite levels. It's pretty annoying, but obviously because there's a lot of moving sticks that get in the way. But there's a couple of little, again, those glint shots where you hit the little white part of the peg. Ah, dang it. Those 3 in the bottom left will be a bit annoying, but we'll see. Also, I forgot to say, I am going to donate $10 for every time I fail a stage, and if I no fail, I'm going to donate $50. So if anybody wants to play along with that, feel free.
Oh.
Hopefully. It's... even like the best runners, they'll fail like 1 or 2 during a run. But I have gotten a few no-fails in my time, so hopefully that would happen, but we'll have to see with close calls that are happening right now. I'm not totally sure, but let's see here. Okay.
Speaking of donations, is it okay to just read out a few?
Yeah, sounds good.
Awesome. So we have $20 from Oasis that came in last minute on the bid war for the file name and said, you want to gex the Furt out? I don't think so. We then also have $20 from Poetry Stud saying, good luck, mannequin.
Yeah, thanks, Poetry. And thanks to the other donor as well. Poetry is a very prominent part of the Peggle community. He has done a lot of really good videos about speedrunning history, so I highly recommend you check out his channel.
Epic stuff, epic stuff. And then lastly, we have a $25 donation from Ramsey Fox. Both Poetry and Ramsey have put in the Add WoW Edition run incentive. And Ramsey says, we must unlock Wowgle.
Thanks so much, everyone. This level, as you just saw, I did a very specific shot that actually relied on the fever meter, where I do it right in that corner of the 5 with the very tip of the cursor, and that got the entire bottom slide, which is a very fun, satisfying one to do. But the neat thing about Peggle is that there are actually a bunch of ways to get that bottom slide pretty quickly. That's the great thing. People have discovered so many different strats that, like, at this point, like, no two people's runs are the same, honestly, if I had to guess. There are a lot of really cool openers that you can do, whether you're totally new to the game or if you want to try out some pixels. Okay. So this is Splork. 1, 2, 3 taps to the left, and that'll get a good amount over here. And I think we will see Splork's power, although it won't be that exciting with all the blues. Oh, wait, no. I'm just remembering. Okay, here's another pixel shot that actually relies on the background, where as you can see, the very tip of the cursor is pointed at this little mountain here, and that gets a nice little slide in some of the ones here. And then I will show Splork's power in just a second. Splork can do that, which is a big sonic boom, which clears a bunch of the pegs right away, which can be very useful, especially when the green is around a bunch of pegs, orange and purple especially. And this, once again, is a pretty straightforward one, I would say. I don't even know if I'll need that. Well, yeah, I'll try hitting it. Will that reach? Okay, it didn't reach both of them, but it reached one. And there we go. This is another interesting little pixel shot that gets you the slide over here. Like, this slide is in the way and pretty annoying, but if you do right on the top left of this little X, it does the whole slide there. That is very true from what Sane just said in the chat. Wait, here's another tap. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have to learn all these, like, very intricate, like, pixel shots like what I'm doing. Like, there are a lot of different tap shots that are good alternatives, or you can just play the game just casually like you would. A lot of people do that as well, and that's still super fun to play this run. It's one of the easiest speed runs to get into, I would say, in my opinion. Okay. Here we go. This is going to be close, but I'm going to try to get... Oh, okay. Let's get the moving ones out of the way first, because those are obviously much more annoying. After... Okay, yeah, I have plenty. I thought I had way less balls than I actually did. Here we go. Okay, this is another one of my least favorite ones. Again, any like curved pegs like these and any moving ones can be a bit of a pain to deal with. Okay, nice little slide there. There is a way when these two are hit, there's a little bit of an opening where you can try to get this full slide, but it's very difficult to do it. I almost never do, but I'll try. Nope. That's okay. Let's do... I kind of want to wait a little bit for there to be a purple around this screen, because with doing that, you can get a free ball, because if you get a certain number of points in a shot, then that gives you... Oh, I prematurely hit it. Oh well. But if you hit a certain amount, if this goes high enough, then you actually get a bonus ball, which can be obviously very helpful. Ah, this is a tough one. Okay. Let me try to get a free ball here for safety. Nope. Okay, this one's looking like a fail. Oh well. Unless... Ooh, nope. Nope.
Aw.
That's okay. This level is definitely another run killer.
You're doing amazing so far. Keep it up.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, let me try doing that again. Yeah, it's a tricky one to do. Oh, well, nope. See that one over here. And then, let me try lodging it in here. Oh.
Are you okay with me reading out another donation?
Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome, thank you. We have a $10 donation from, I think that's Lee Yi Pasta. Hopefully, if I got your name wrong, I apologize.
Yeah.
And they say, I love Peggle, donating $10 for the Add WoW edition run. Just to let you all know that that is still going, And we now have only got $345 left to go in order to reach that target of $750 for the Add WoW Edition run. So if you want to see that for Peggle Deluxe, get those donations in right now.
Thanks, Fly. So that was another tap shot that I just did. It was all to the left and then +4, and that got a good amount over here. And now in this one, I would like, ideally, for there to be one green in each of these 2 circles, because they're much easier to clear when there's a green in them. Let's try to lodge it in there. Yep, cool. This is another one that's pretty annoying, but I think I'm making out of this one okay. Let me try. Oh, that was lucky. A lot of this game is kind of improvising and guessing, like, oh, if I bounce it off of this peg, I can maybe lodge it into another area that's really nice. 2, and then that. Yes. Ah, didn't quite time it right. This is another one. I'm beginning to realize I don't like a lot of the Splurk levels that much, but there's a lot of, like, spinning and circular pegs that are annoying to deal with. Pretty good. Let me try lodging in there. After this one, I won't have to. Okay, there we go. I do. Yep, we'll do that. Sorry, I'm kind of mumbling. I feel like whenever I do a Peggle run, it's a lot of just like I said, a lot of improvising, a lot of, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? I kind of feel insane because I'm like 6 inches away from my monitor right now, just staring, being like, that's probably just the right spot to do it, I hope. But yeah, this, oh, not yet.
Ah.
There we go. Okay, so we are done with the Splork levels, and now we move on to Claude the Lobster, who is a very interesting master who's a bit hit or miss. So let me check my notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I do -2, which, if you don't know what that is calculating, not calculating, but like measuring where the bucket is moving, and adding that onto an opener also gives you a chance of getting a free ball along with a good shot. Although, Claude kind of threw me off there. I didn't think about him hitting the green there. But yeah, this is Claude. He does a pinball power-up. Oh, that was a nice little lucky nudge there. And yeah, sometimes this power is like totally useless depending on the level, but he can be helpful in trying to get the ball back up for a little bit extra before it falls down. Although it takes a little while to get used to the physics that he uses. There's actually another member of the community, Any George, in the sequel game Peggle Knights. He actually came up with a full mod of sorts, which is a pinball mode where it uses those and then the bucket is totally covered, and then it utilizes another master that we'll see later, and essentially allows you to just play like a sort of pinball version of Peggle. I would recommend that as well. There's a lot of different cool mods and extras that people made, oh, this is Gerald, by the way. He's a fish. And I'm going to do that. Claude, I don't think will screw this up. And then there we go. That also gets a good amount, that one specific pixel right there. And then get a little help from Claude to maybe get 2 free balls if I'm lucky. Nope, not quite. But yeah, there are a lot of cool extra mods, and just recently Peggle Fevers came out. As I mentioned in the interview, it's a full spiritual sequel of sorts to the Peggle games. Oh, there we go. I booped Gerald's nose, and that causes him to move from one side to the other. You ideally don't want to do that right away because you kind of want to get all of one side and then all of the other side. Okay, this should be pretty straightforward. I'll just move these that are in the way, and then let's try something cool. Not quite. Okay, I'll boop Gerald again, and there we go. Okay, this is another kind of weird level. That was a tap 3, although I just kind of randomly tap on the left and the right, it's kind of vibes based, I guess, just whatever makes the most sense. Okay, if I tap that many times, the ball will probably do this. Although I think there's more technical openers that make more sense. Okay, once again, I'm going to try to plan it where if the multiplier goes high enough, and then there's a purple over here, which is like a point boost peg. I don't remember if I said that already, but that's worth way more points than all the other pegs, and it moves. It's the only peg that like always moves. So if I have it over here with a bunch of other oranges later in, while this is at like ×3 or ×5, that will give me an extra free ball to work with. Although right now I'm doing pretty good. I only have 7 left, so I won't even bother. But I'll probably do that again later. Oh, I saw in the chat it was mentioned recently there was a roguelike version of Peggle that came out that was like definitely inspired by Peggle, but it's a different studio as far as I'm aware. It's different developers. It's Peglin, which... Oh, I forgot to... There we go. Sorry, I keep interrupting myself at the very beginning, but I want to be sure I do shots right. Anyways. I haven't seen a whole lot of...
fine.
I've seen a little bit of Peglin. I don't know. Roguelikes have never really been my thing, but like aesthetically in general, it looks very cool. And it's been mentioned that it's going to be at AGDQ coming up along with Peggle, but it's not going to be this Peggle or the one that we're playing if the incentive is met, Peggle WoW. Instead, it's going to be Peggle Extreme, which is a very interesting crossover between Peggle and multiple Valve games. And that's going to be run by 2 very talented runners, Sane herself and Helios WX. They're going to be doing the Extreme Grandmaster run, which is playing all the levels, but also like getting every single Peggle, or every single peg in every single level of all the 10 levels? I actually don't remember. I've never actually played Extreme. I've been meaning to for the longest time, but I keep like forgetting about it. But now with it coming up at GDQ, I would definitely like to get into it again. I remember seeing someone, here's another very specific pixel shot. They mentioned before if I've tried full clearing all the levels. I actually haven't. It's never really been my thing to specifically go for that until like very recently I've started to try getting every single Peggle. I did it again. Every single peg in every single level of Deluxe. And I'm like over halfway there. I would hope to do that at some point. It just depends a lot on practicing doing these little like side swipes on each individual peg and having it land just right in the bucket based on your timing. Okay. Gotta try to get a couple extra. Okay. I believe this one should be pretty straightforward, so if we have any other donations to read or anything else to announce, feel free while I finish this one up.
Yeah, no donations at the moment, but hey, just to let you all know that we still have the Add WoW Edition run to Peggle Deluxe. We have $345 left to go in order to meet that $750 target. So get those donations in if you want to see the WoW Edition run. And to those of you that are new here, welcome to Fastest Furs Fall Fest 2024 as we're raising money for Trans Lifeline. The mission of Trans Lifeline is to connect trans people to the community, support and resources that need to survive and thrive. They envision a world where trans people have the connection, economic security, and care that everyone needs and deserves, free of police, emergency responders, and prisons that disproportionately inflict violence and mistreatment of trans individuals. Since 2014, Trans Lifeline operators have answered over 100,000 calls from their peers, and we fully support the mission of Trans Lifeline to help and empower trans people through the power of community and shared life experience. To learn more, please visit www.translifeline.org, and just always remember, trans rights are human rights.
Indeed. Trans rights. And this level, it's already going by. I did a little pixel shot at the very beginning that got most of the top 2 slides and a little bit of the bottom slide. On semi-rare occasions, you can do a very specific pixel shot time just right to get all 3 of the slides, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But either way, this level is pretty straightforward, and we can move on to the next one. And I can explain this master a little bit more. This is Renfield, who is a pumpkin, and his power, as you just saw, is that when you hit a green peg, as the ball falls through the level, it actually will come back up from the top and hit even more pegs. And what's interesting about him is that he actually has, as I tried to mention before, but I was pretty messy in explaining it, the little micro zen ability, which allows the ball to move ever so slightly to favor getting more points in a given shot. that power is actually activated to a certain extent when Renfield launches his other ball, which can be very helpful. Like here, for example, it probably just goes straight down and not do much, but okay, well, still wasn't much, but it got one extra peg, which it probably would have completely missed. But usually, depending on where it lands, it'll actually nudge it and make your shot a little bit better than it would have been. This is very useful in Deluxe, although what's interesting in this one compared to Knights, he's actually like nerfed in that one where he doesn't have that ability and the ball would just like fall straight down. So he's considered one of the worst masters in the sequel. Okay, let me try, as I mentioned before, a little free ball shot maybe. Thank you. And there we go. That's one useful tip for getting into running this game, is to figure out how to get free ball shots by having it bounce just right off of one peg. Okay, another shot right here. Let's... This is a very weird one. I have to line it up with just the side of the fever meter like that. And if I do it right, if I don't, I'll probably... Nah. Well, there were a lot of blues there anyway. I shouldn't have even done that, actually. Whatever. This should still be okay, I would think. Obviously, the annoying part about this level is the blockers that get in the way.
Are you okay if I just read a quick donation?
Yeah, sounds good.
Fantastic. I just want to give a big thank you to Ruby Roo, who donated $100 to the charity. And they have added in the incentive for the Add WoW Edition run, which means it puts us to now $245 left on the incentive target of $750. Can we get it? Get those donations in. And also, because it is WoW, World of Warcraft, if you have played WoW, let us know in the donations. Give us a donation train of like what your favorite class, race, just anything in WoW. What's your favorite thing to do in WoW, World of Warcraft? Let us know in the donations.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, wait, hang on. Ooh. This is another glint shot. It's one to the left and then 2 pixels down. That gets stuck under there and gets a decent amount.
Okay, we apologize for the sudden technical difficulties on that, everyone. We will get back with the Peggle Deluxe run with Mannequin very, very soon. We apologize on that. Somebody accidentally trod on a cable. So we're trying to find that said cable and plug it back in. And that is true for Satan, also saying tech break to help us hit the incentive. As I say, we have only got $245 left to go on that WoW Edition run for Peggle Deluxe. This is a perfect opportunity. Get those donations in. Let's see what we can do in trying to reach $245 to reach that $750 target donation amount. And let us know in the donation if you have played World of Warcraft, or if you know certain characters, classes, races of World of Warcraft. What's your favorite thing? What's your favorite race, class? What's your favorite world? What's your favorite expansion? Let us know in the donations. Let's get the WoW Edition run hype train a-moving. That's also very true from Satan as well. If we reach the $750 target for the WoW Edition run, we'd also get to 2K. That's like double whammy. Absolute hype double whammy right there. So you know what to do. Thank you for posting at the exclamation mark donate in the chat. Click on that link. Let's get some money raised for a really wonderful cause, which is none other than Trans Lifeline. And for those of you that are not aware, that you could be able to follow us on with Fastest First. You can follow us on Blue Sky. We now have a Blue Sky profile. Follow us today for community updates and exciting moments from this weekend's speedrunning action. Use the command !Blue Sky in the chat for a link, or to find us by searching for @fastestfurs.com. And as with Sky Blue Arts, type in !merch in the chat as well. What a segue for that. We are thrilled to once again partner with Timberwolf Trading to bring our Fall Fest 2024 marathon shirts to you, you lovely, lovely beans. Use the command !merch in the chat, as we see right there, to browse our new Fall Fest 2024 designs from Sky Blue Arts, Flux, Rotim, Fizzy J, and Autumn Waven. $5 from each shirt purchase will be donated directly to Trans Lifeline. They will only be available until the end of the event. So if you want one, you better click on that link and get doing. I'm going to probably purchase all the shirts that are available for this event, and you should too. You should too. Don't miss out on your chance to pick one up today. You can also check out the entire Timberwolf Trading store online at www.timberwolftrading.ca, where you can order your own custom stickers, shirts, laser engravings, and more from this furry owned business. We have just been given a $5 donation from Wesley Wolf, adding into the WoW Edition run. $5 that they say, I heard the call and had to come forward with a dono to discuss one of my favorite fantasy games. People know me as a speedrunner of FPS games, so naturally I play Marksmanship Hunter, where my fellow Dark Ranger's at. Oh, heck yeah. Wesley, thank you very much for that $5 donation. Absolutely amazing stuff. And then also another $5 donation. Are we getting a $5 hype train? Are we getting a $5 dono train happening right now? $5 dono WoW train? Oh, it's trucking along. It's trucking along. Come on, let's go. JB Henry coming in with $5, saying, wow, hype. I remember running Wrath as my halfway Descent Rogue, doing stabs and being silly. That's what you got to do. It's the best thing to do in WAB, and the best thing to do in WoW, is to just be silly. No, the best thing to do. Best thing to do. So JB Henry and Wesley, thank you very much for kickstarting that dono train. Choo choo, all aboard. Let's get some more $5 donos in for the WoW Edition run for Peggle Deluxe. Did you know, as well, that we have prizes to give away? Oh, prizes! Very exciting stuff. Thanks to the incredible generosity of our Fastest First community, we are thrilled to offer a different assortment of prizes. Oh, who's hyped for prizes? Who's hyped for prizes? Whoever's hyped for prizes and is donating and wants to get prizes? Exactly, prizes. Get some hypes in the chat for some sweet, sweet swag that you could be winning. As I say, thanks to the generosity of our Fastest First community, we are thrilled to offer a different assortment of prizes, as well as a unique grand prize each day throughout the event. On day one, cumulative donations of at least $50 during the stream will automatically qualify you to win our day one grand prize. An analog pocket donated by Furry Logic Escape Rooms. The analog pocket is the perfect way to play all of your classic Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games in the modern age. 21st century retro gaming. Absolutely hype on that. Additional prizes are available as well if you make a single donation of at least $25. For a full list of the prizes available each day, use the command !prizes in chat, which we see right there. Thank you very much, Ruffy. Or a dragoness coming in going, did I hear rock and stone? I mean, prizes, rock and prizes. Yes, rock and prizes right there. Ian Keith goes, I'll have rock, please. Here's your rock. Enjoy rock. Sleepy Moody goes, did I hear rock and stone? You most certainly did, rock and stone. Rock and stone. And I've just been told that the plugs and cables have been reconnected. So let's get back in with Peggle Deluxe with Mannequin. Take it away.
Okay. Hey. If we are ready to go back in, I will just dive right back in. You can continue the timer in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so where were we? There's this little batch of oranges. Hopefully Renfield will give me a better shot this time. Yeah, like that's a good example right there of him improving the shot quite a lot and getting a good amount of those oranges out of the way. This one should be pretty straightforward if I have 9 balls left and only 4 oranges left. So, ideally I didn't really want to hit Renfield there because I can just do the rest of it on my own and he'll just, like see how it kind of flew to the left like that? That was to kind of give it a little extra room. Thank you, Renfield. And we are good. There we go. And this one's interesting. So if I do that, it gets that whole top part. And then this is a bolt shot where I aim right on this specific bolt right here. And there we go. That gets the whole slide down there. And you can just lodge it in there. There's not a whole lot of oranges in this area, which is very nice because it's kind of an annoying spot. This level should be pretty good.
Are we all good for some donations, Mannequin?
Yep, sounds good.
Awesome sauce, because thanks to the dono train, which is chewing along, we are like $45 away from the WoW Edition run. Starting it off with $5 from Anonymous. Thank you very much indeed for that. Sino with $25. They say, first got into Peggle through the WoW add-on back in the day. Still annoying my raid team with it to this Any love for healers in chat? If we have any love for healers, get that in the chat right now. Satan herself with $5 saying my favorite World of Warcraft character is Bijon Unicorn. Let's get that WoW edition run. We also have Abarella with $5. A wow. And then $50 from Rad saying I must not miss. Missing is a score killer. Missing is a little death that brings total loss. I will aim my shot. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when my shot is gone, I will turn and face it. And only blue pegs will remain.
Nice. Thanks, everyone. All right, so just like that, we're already done with this level. This is Tula, by the way. She can clear a certain percentage. I believe it's 20% of orange pegs whenever you hit the green. But also, this is Huey. Say hi to Huey, everyone. He is a... Oh, what do I do for my... Oh, my splits are wrong. Wait, sorry. I have my notes in my splits, so... That's the opener that you do. Anyways, this is Huey. He's a caterpillar. It's considered good luck for a lot of runners to say hi to him. Let's see. These were two very simple shots. They weren't even tap shots. They were just all the way to the right, all the way to the left. Very simple, easy ones to learn. Anyways, Tula's ability, whenever you hit the green, it hits 20% of the orange pegs in any given level, which can be very useful. As you can see right away, that was a lot of oranges out of the way. She's very useful in Deluxe, but she's even more useful in Knights because unlike Renfield, who was nerfed, she actually... To explain this the best way that I can, if there are 2 oranges left in a level and you have 1 green, in Deluxe, if you hit the green, it will take just one of the oranges, but in Knights, it will take both oranges. So if you have 2 orange pegs that are on like total opposite sides of each other in Knights, but you have that green left over, you can end the level automatically if you just hit the green right away, which obviously makes her a very powerful master in the sequel game. Another very specific little pixel shot. This might take a couple of tries. I will see. That's a messy way of doing it, but it works. If you do it just right, you can get a good amount of this little bottom slide, which is certainly very helpful. Let's see here. I'm going to... There we go. Time that green just right with some of the oranges that are on that very difficult to hit little ring here. That'll definitely make things easier. Oh, I wanted to stay in, but didn't quite. This is gonna be close. Okay. Let me try. Get stuck. Come on. Ah, oh, dang it. Well, this one... Yeah, like that time it was only one. Ah, this will probably be a fail, but we'll see. Let me try to hit the orange, please. Hit it, please. No, not quite a free ball. Yeah, this one ain't looking great. Completely airballed that one. Oh, come on. Oh, I was really lucky. Oh my god. Okay. Another close call. This game is really like that all the time. Okay, another very interesting pixel shot. Wanted to double check. Sometimes if a green peg is in the way of an opener, it can mess with your opener, but this time around, you get the whole top part of the car. And then if I did this pixel right, which I hope that I do, it looks right from where I'm staring at it. There we go. It gets that whole slide, and then that whole slide. Makes a lot of room there. And with these 2 greens being right next to the tires, I can clear a good amount of oranges there. Obviously, the tires being the most annoying because they're circular and moving. Let's see, let me try hitting that green. There we go, I got a couple out of the way. I'll do a couple little easy, well, it should be easy. Free balls, there we go. And then that one. Oh. Let me try to lodge it in the ring and it'll hopefully get at least one of them. Oh, shoot. Okay. I might be in trouble. We'll see. How should I do this? Ooh, that's not good. Darn. Okay. That's another failed one, but I'll try to go quick. And again, these openers... Will this intrude with it? Yeah, it probably will, but with the amount of oranges it gets right away there, I'd say that's worth it. Especially... And then... Try opening up this tire. Also, kind of in the back of my mind, I try to keep in mind where the bucket is, so hopefully, if I time it right, based on how I think the shot will go, it could maybe have a better chance of landing in the bucket. Not quite, but that's okay. This should be fine. There we go. Nicely done. And we are done with Tula's car. Okay, so this is another tap one. It's all the way to the left, and then 1, 2, and then -6. As I tried to explain before, but I don't know if I explained it fully. Whenever I say a number like -6, that's referring to where the bucket is. So -6 would be like when it passes right there to the left. And when I time that right, I have a better chance of getting a free ball. Let's do that. Wait. Yeah. There we go. Well, kind of a useless green, but whatever. There we go. Get a free ball. Wait. That should be a free ball. There we go. Couple out of the way there. This is a pretty straightforward, quick one. Ooh, almost got lucky and hit another orange there. Let's try to lodge it in there. Maybe, hopefully, angle it right to where it lands on it. There we go. Okay, this is a weird one and a weird master. This is Warren the Rabbit. I do this little shot right here. That gets the top, and then I've been messing this one up lately. Hopefully it's right. There we go. Just like that, the entire mouth of the monkey is gone, which can be very annoying, obviously, because there's a lot of curvature with it. And this is, we may see in a second. Ooh, not yet. This is Warren, and he's like a pure wild card master because his powers in the level are essentially randomized to a certain extent. I don't remember exactly how the randomization works, but this little wheel pops up and gives you some kind of random power up. This time around, it was... I already forgot. I got so distracted, I forgot what it said. But there's extra ball, there is triple score, both of which can be useful, but not really for the most part. There's also one that lets you use randomly any master that we've seen so far. We'll probably see that at some point. Unless we already have. Here's the thing about this game. I run it a lot, but also whenever I run it, like, for some reason, I don't know why, like, my brain shuts off sometimes. Oh, there we go. Flower power. Yeah, sometimes I'll do a shot and then immediately after I'll be like, I have no idea what that shot was. I don't know what I just did, but it seemed good. Anyways, another precise pixel shot there. So we got flower power earlier, as you saw, and then we got that power up, and that should get a good amount of the whiskers and everything. There we are. Get a little bit of the ear. This should be very straightforward. We have 10 balls left, which is obviously very nice because essentially like we're starting this level how we usually would with 10 balls, except we already have a bunch of pegs out of the way. And there we go. And this is another one of my least favorite ones, but we'll see what happens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times on the right. And then if I time it right, I should get some amount of this ring. Flippers is interesting here. I'll see what happens. Yeah, didn't even go near that, but that's okay. Let's try to jam it in there and maybe get... Okay, got a couple of them. And a free ball. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now this time it should... got one more. Okay. Let's see here. Maybe get 1 or 2 more there. Renfield, or not Renfield, Warren, it would be nice to get something. Okay, Magic Hat. How could I forget Magic Hat? That is one of the best powers, especially according to the Doug Doug community, who is very into Peggle. Shout out to them. I saw some people in the chat mention Doug Doug. What should I do? Let me try lodging it in here. Get both of them, please. Thank you. And this should be fine as long as I'm patient. They're in kind of weird spots, but as long as I just make sure nothing gets in the way, then we are... Oh god, I'm being paranoid. Wait, I can just sideswipe it. That's way easier. I don't know why I was going all the way to the left. Right makes way more sense. There we go. Those are words. Okay, so L minus 9, which is when the bucket is just about to start moving to the right, and then 1, 2, 3, minus 5, as the bucket is about to go to the left, right in that center point. And now this is a specific pixel right on the tip of this. Now, Warren. Right on the tip of the star. That's triple score, which that does give us a free ball, but I did not. I should have gone one up. Dang. Okay. This should still be fine, though, I would say. Oh. It's weird to get Seeked lodged like that. I feel like that doesn't happen a lot. Okay, I'm going to try open that die up a little bit more. Probably be quiet for a second here. I just want to be sure I have this planned out. To try to lodge it in that. Again, for me at least, a lot of Peggle running is just kind of guesstimating, like, this will probably go well. There we go, got a free ball. Okay, this should be fine. Oh. Just sideswipe this one and then... Oh. Wait. There we go, time it with the bucket, and then... Oh, come on. Okay. Wait, now that that blue's out of the way, though, I should be able to ricochet it. There we go. And we're on to what used to be one of my least favorite levels. I still don't like it that much. Okay, well, I'm not doing it with multi-ball. Get out of here. So L minus 5, and that gives you a free ball, and then L plus 2, which is when it goes to the right, pass around this area. And both of those times, if I did right, should be a free ball. And then, not quite. Oh well. And then all the way to the right, plus 0, which is when it's going to the right. And that, if I timed it right, please, thank you. And then I can just kind of lodge the ball into some of these and hope for the best. There we go. Cool, cat tut again. That's fun. We'll see. I don't know. Sometimes cat tut can genuinely be useful, getting a little ricochet, but nope. I don't know if it'll actually be that useful. Ooh, nope. Still no. Maybe this time? Okay, well, that was just me, though. It had nothing to do with the pyramid. Okay, how many? 3 left. Oh, not quite. Dang it. Okay, well, I still have 3 left. There we go. And I got a free ball, so that helps. And we are done. Nice. Okay. This is, as I said before in the interview, probably my favorite, like, most effective master if you utilize them correctly. This is Cinderbottom, who is a dragon. And I just did not a tap trap, but just all the way to the left here, plus 8, and then R plus 3, which I always remember is this little, like, window. And then that gets some good amounts to the top and bottom. And then with Fireball, let me try lining this up just right. As I tried to explain during the interview, the ball will essentially go, well, you can see it in a second. Let me try time. Oh, great placement for the purple. And then the ball will go right through a bunch of pegs like that. And that, of course, can be very helpful, especially with the bucket being covered. You can have it bounce back up and give you a little bit extra. And there we go. Pretty quick, straightforward level. Now this one is kind of weird openers, but this might take a couple of small tries, but I'll see. Hopefully I get it right away. There we go. That should get that whole slide on the left. And if I time it right, it gets that whole slide on the right. And free ball, please. Thank you. And then let's do here. I would hopefully go straight up. Okay, it's a decent amount. This is another one I'm not totally 100% on, even though, yeah, another one that could get that whole slide, but I didn't quite do it right, which is funny because apparently I discovered it at some point. Like, I had did that on accident a while ago, I think, and then somebody was like, oh, that's a good one, I'm going to keep that in mind. I think it was Soup, who is like another really good, she's especially good at finding really nice openers, like all the ones that I've been doing so far, and I believe it was her that like remembered that was a good little opener to get that whole slide. Unfortunate that I couldn't do it, but oh well. At least I was able to clear it with a Cinderluck to spare, which is nice. There we go. And now we do... well, there are openers, but when you have Cinder, you can just do... Oh. Hang on. Hopefully I'll get the timing right. So there's an interesting trick with Cinder. Another reason why he's one of my favorites is that if you go all the way to the top left here, and then you time the bucket just right, although, well, yeah, if you do it just right, it won't be as exciting because that's now completely gone, but thanks, Jimmy. That does a nice little like X pattern that gets you a bunch of pegs all at once. Although that time I ended up already clearing a bunch of pegs anyways, but oh well. You'll see more of it later, especially during the end game, because in the last 5 levels you can choose whichever master you want to, and Cinder is like a very common go-to for a lot of runners, including myself. There we go. I'd say this next level, if there's any donations or anything to announce, now would be a good time to do so, since this level is pretty straightforward.
Oh, we most certainly do. We've got a $20 donation from Blaze saying the tech crew demands more Peggle and has added that $20 to the Add WoW edition run, which looking at it now, we are at $625. That means we are $125 away from reaching that $750 goal of adding the WoW edition to the run. So if you want to see that, if you want to see some more Peggle, I know you do, I know we all do. So go on, type exclamation mark, donate in the chat, and get those donations in.
Thanks so much. And shout out to everybody behind the scenes that has dealt with all the technical difficulties that have been going on and like putting the run together in general. And, well, I don't even know if I needed Cinder here, but let me try this. Ah, dang. I tried to hit the very edge of the bucket so then I could maybe slide through and hit a bunch of them, but it didn't quite do it, but that's okay, because it's still a pretty straightforward level anyways. And now it's going to sit up there for a little bit and waste time. That's cool. This is like a secret killer also, the Extreme Fever, where it's like constantly taking way longer for it to fall into one of those 5 holes. Anyways. Hello again, Jimmy. And let me try there. And if I did it right... didn't quite time it, but that's okay. Let me do that, and then... That was kind of risky, but I wanted to try getting a free ball there. Ooh. Okay. That's another thing with Peggle, I feel like you make a bunch of random sounds while playing it. There are random, like, German 985 level random sounds that I make while playing this game alone sometimes when something insane happens.
Did you just say German 985?
Yeah.
Do love me a bit of Germa as well.
Yeah. Okay, this is close, but we'll see. Let me try to... Oh, come on. I'm just not getting those free balls today. Sideswipe it. There we go. Let me try timing it with the bucket just right to have it ricochet like that. There we go. I use the word ricochet a lot for some reason. I just really like the word, I guess. Anyways. What do I do? This might be risky, but I'm going to try it. Come on. There we go. Little bounce to get it instead of having to try to get all 3 of those blues out of the way. Okay, this is the final master that we deal with. This is who I'm going to... Whoops. I left the screen. I'm going to restart. This should be good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did not do the bucket timing right, but that's okay. It should still do it a good amount. And then this is a little glint shot. So it's 1 right and then 1 down. And then I time it just right. And these pegs are really annoying to hit unless you do that, in which case it gets a majority of them or all of them. That's one of my favorite little openers because from what I remember, it was also discovered completely by accident. I think there was another opener. I could be getting the story wrong, so if somebody in chat could correct me. I think it was a different opener altogether, but then another really talented runner, Mindia, he didn't quite do it correctly, and that shot ended up actually being better than the original version. So that's another fun thing about Peggle is that when you get into it, you can discover like really useful shots completely by accident, and you can just share them with the community, and that can be really fun to do. There's a lot of times where instead of running the game, I'll just like try random shots that I think could be cool and then try to make openers with them. Also, I've once again neglected to mention who this master is. This is Who the Owl, and as mentioned before throughout this run, the little element of the game nudging the ball in just the right way so you get a more preferred shot. His entire power is that, like, I'll show an example in a sec. Well, I don't like getting Who that early. Hang on. Let me try something else. I want to try opening this up a little bit more before I do anything like that. But yeah, what he can do essentially is, as you're firing the shot, from what I've gathered, it will analyze a bunch of different shots really quickly, and then, like it said, you got a 420% improved shot, and that will help you get more points, which obviously can be very helpful because that means hitting a lot of oranges and getting free balls. Although the one con of it is that he's very biased towards this purple/pink peg, the extra point peg. So he'll sometimes completely nudge a shot where there are a bunch of oranges to a direction where instead you'll hit the purple and then maybe like a couple of oranges, because that's technically more points, even though that's not the goal of what a speedrunner wants to do. Let's see, this should be good. Got a lot of oranges over here. I'm actually going to... These two should be easy to hit on their own, so hopefully... Oh, come on, free ball me. Thank you. Let me try sideswiping and then hitting one more. There we go. Pretty straightforward. And now, this is a very specific pixel. That's the glint right here. Every time it's a glint, it's just that little white dot. And that should get these two up here, which if either of these are orange, they're a huge pain to hit casually, but with that little opener that we did, we're guaranteed to hit those two. And as you can see, these little teleporters here can be tricky to deal with as well, because they bring the ball from here to over to this beehive, which can be cumbersome at times. Here we go. Let's do who right now.
We good for a quick donation?
Yeah, sounds good.
Fantastic. We have $15 from Takel, who says, Peggle WoW Edition, let's raid the Dark Portal. And that means we are $110. That is $110 away from the WoW Edition run. So if you want to see that, keep that going. And we have also only got $3 away from reaching 2K. We've got to keep getting there. We're getting there. Can we reach 2K and also get $110 to get the Add WoW Edition run? Let's get those donations in, everyone. Keep the hype going.
We're getting pretty close. This is the last, this level and the next level are the last ones with who, and then after that we'll be at the final 5, which will be very interesting. There's supposed to be much more difficult levels, but you actually choose whichever master you want to, so that'll be very interesting to utilize the absolute best master, for me at least, in every scenario. Let's see.
Just to let you know as well, we have $20 from Fiendly. No comment, but they've added into the WoW Edition run. That means we are now $90 away, everyone, and we are over 2K as well. Massive hype. Let's keep going.
Nice. Thanks so much. Okay, there we go. Who will definitely be helpful here? Oh. Let's see what he does here. Yeah, who's a very interesting master. There's a lot of individual master levels, or not levels, individual master runs where you play the entire game with just one master, and who is one of my favorite ones to do it, because it's just like interesting to see like how he decides to do shots and kind of working alongside him. Anyways, this is the worst level in the game. This is Zenfrog. It is very unfair and very annoying. There's a lot of moving pegs that are hard to deal with. There's only one opener that I'm aware of, and I'm going to try doing this where... I want to do it where there's a good amount of oranges in the center ring. I'm probably overthinking it, but we'll see. Yeah, well, I'm overthinking, aren't I? I'll just go with this. So there's a glint here, and then you go one up, and then you time it with a bucket, and that gets the entirety of this ring, plus 2 little ones here, and then if you time it right, come on, no, whatever, I'll keep it going. Yeah, you should get a free ball then. That's the only opener that I'm aware of. I think it was discovered by J Nano, but I might be misremembering. But yeah, I tried to do it to where a good amount of oranges spawn in that center ring, because like in this level, like every single orange counts, in my opinion. Like there's so many times that I failed with just one orange left, and it is very heartbreaking every time. So hopefully, between that little bit that I did and like whatever who is capable of doing, this will help me get past it. These are also very annoying. They're static, but they're also like in the way of so much moving stuff that they can be really annoying to try to hit. Do I wait on who for a little bit? I feel like if I do this right, who could get a good amount of oranges on the left? Oh, that was irritating. Okay. This is not looking great, but we'll see what who is capable of doing. Not much. Dang it. Okay. Ooh, that was Oh, okay. Just be patient. Just time it right. Don't get overexcited. And don't make sure blue isn't in the way, because I've done that before. And there we go. Hardest level of the game out of the way. That's nice. I've literally done, like, I've been on sub-hour. I remember one of the first times I was ever on sub-hour pace. A pop-up just came up. That's weird. My antivirus. Weird. Anyways.
Oh no.
What was I saying? Oh, right. There's been times where I would have one orange left and one ball left, and a blue would get right in the way, and I just barely hit the blue instead, and that completely killed the run. And I thought that was about to happen, but luckily it didn't. Anyways, these are the final 5 levels of the game. This level, in my opinion, is best with Cinder, especially when you do those little openers there that got a good amount of the slides. Then you do that, and then I will... What should I do? I'll sideswipe that orange, just have it out of the way, and then I'll do that green. Let me try to do this just right. Okay, that was pretty good. Then...
So I do have an announcement.
Yeah?
We have passed the WoW Edition run incentive, so it is going to be happening. We have 2 anonymous donations, one for $90 and one for $100. Thank you so much for the contributions to Trans Lifeline. We're getting more Peggle, everyone. Let's go.
Thank you so much. Okay. Now, this is a very interesting one because all of the pegs are in perfect lines like this. There's a couple of little openers to do. And with Cinder, if I do this right, please, thank you. That gets a good amount. And then what I do is, if I'm remembering right, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to the left. That gets a little slide there. And then I do this weird one. I genuinely don't know if anyone does this besides me, but it's bolt and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that gets that little slide. And free ball, nice. And then I line the bottom left of this cursor like right around here. And then if I time it right, it gets that whole slide. Put that in the way though. It didn't quite go to plan, but this is still pretty straightforward. I'll get that annoying orange out of the way. Not the YouTube person, the peg. And there we go. That level can be a bit tricky sometimes, but that time it went pretty well. This is an interesting one because it's another teleporter level. Oh, didn't quite time it right. I think you do that. Although this time the teleporter is actually moving. This is all blocked. And then you have these 2 portals that open up that UFO. And that makes for a very interesting challenge to time your shots just right with going through the portal and going through the UFO to hit some of the annoying orange pegs that are left over. After I do these openers, although this time it was kind of messy. Okay, that should be fine. That should get some of it. Not quite a free ball, but that's okay. I still have both. Yeah, I still have both who shots, so that'll definitely help. Let me try doing that. And then I'll try to time it right, and then hopefully who will have a good plan for getting a bunch of these oranges, please. Okay, good. Nice, very nice. And I'll try to hit that other green. There we go. This should be one of the easier UFOs I've done, I think. Oh, who did a nice little bucket shot there. Then, oh, this is a very sweet one. Usually it's down to the wire whenever I run this one. And, okay. Come on. Let me try to ricochet it off the, Let me try that. Okay, well, the blue's out of the way at least. And there we go. Right into the Extreme Fever, so that's nice. Anyways, we haven't seen Bjorn in a while, but for me personally, I think he is a pretty good master for here because, again, there's a lot of pegs that are annoying and out of the way. But with his guide, he can actually get he can actually get some of the ones that are a bit annoying and out of the way over here thanks to that. So I can try, let's lodge it in like that. There we go. And then let's try there. I know there are some openers that can actually like get you lodged in there without having to use Bjorn as a master, but I already learned so many openers that I don't have it in my repertoire yet. Okay, this should be pretty straightforward. Also, every once in a while there'll be an orange that's like totally stuck under the yin-yang sign that I didn't get to, but this time around, very easy. So now, this is the final level of the game. It is Beyond Reason. There are a bunch of different ways to do it with a bunch of different masters. I'm going to try the most famous one with the shot right here, which is pixel perfect and frame perfect. There's technically 3 frames where you can do it, but they're not sequential. So it's essentially, you have to get it at just the right pixel. If I get it, that's probably wrong. If I get it first try, it'll be an actual miracle. Nope. I'll try a few times, but since we're pressed for time, I may just do a different way if it ends up taking a bit too long. Not quite. And okay. I'm gonna give it 3 more, and if it doesn't work, I'll try one that I'm more comfortable with. But it's still cool, but it's like, shoot. Okay. I feel like I keep getting the same one over and over. I just have to do it a little bit later, I think. Oh, that was not right. Okay, genuinely the last 3 I'm gonna do.
You got this, I believe.
Thank you.
And we will believe in the chat, right, chat? Let's get some hypes in for Mannequin.
I feel like I keep getting the same incorrect one over and over. That was too early, I think. Come on. There it is. Okay. There
Let's
we go.
GG.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, that one is very tricky to do. There's multiple ways to do it. There's one where you can do it in like multiple taps and stuff, but that's like the one. Like Britcha of GDQ, of course, he famously did it in 2. I've had times where I've done it in like 1 or 2, but it's like very difficult to get the timing just right because of how the frame rate in this game is. And now, with 13 balls from that shot, I can just finish everything else pretty quickly. And time will be once I cleared all of it and I click continue after the extreme fever, and that is time.
Absolutely amazing run, Mannequin. Wow.
Yes, thank you.
So much Peggle, so much amazingness. Thank you for doing this this any percent Peggle Deluxe run. And that means it ain't over yet, because we're going to get some WoW Edition run coming up.
Yeah, it's a very fun... This is going to be a great victory lap.
So before we jump into the WoW edition of Peggle, we're just going to take just a quick little break. Let's all take a deep breath. Let's just compose ourselves. Let's go grab a drink, a snack, stretch your leggies, and just get ready. More Peggle coming very soon. And for those of you that are just joining us, welcome to the Fastest Furs Twitch channel, where we're doing Fastest Furs Fall Festival 2024. This is our 12th event as an organisation and our 5th consecutive year raising money for Trans Lifeline. If you want to catch up on our past events, the Team Fastest Furs YouTube page contains a playlist from each marathon, and videos from this marathon will be added shortly after the event has concluded. Get subscribed now by using the command !YouTube in the chat and following the link. And Liff in the chat said, just ordered my coffee. Get yourself some from Dragon Roast. Ah, heck yeah. Thank you so much for doing that, Liv. But as to say, Team Fastest Furs is proud to welcome Dragon Roast Coffee as an event sponsor for Fall Fest 2024. Dragon Roast Coffee is a dedicated coffee for gamers and the gaming community. Their small, passionate team puts their hearts into roasting coffee to order, and each batch is roasted with the mythical heart of Dragonfire, infusing a touch of enchantment in every sip. Use the command !coffee in the chat, as we see right now, for a link to their website, which is dragonroast.coffee. While shopping, enter the promo code FALLFEST, that's all one word, FALLFEST at checkout for 10% off your order, plus for each 12-ounce bag of coffee purchased. Dragon Roast Coffee will donate $5 directly to Trans Lifeline. Alright, I'm being told now, more Peggle is about to begin with the WoW edition of Peggle Deluxe with Mannequin. Take it away, Mannequin.
Hi, so this is Peggle World of Warcraft edition. This will be a very fun little bonus run. This will also be any percent. I will be doing 10 levels total using 2 masters that you'll see. Obviously, one of them is Bjorn. So the time can begin once again once I click adventure. In 3, 2, 1, go. So, I forgot to turn on colorblind mode. You don't have to have it on colorblind mode, but that's just my preference. Anyways, as you can see, this is classic Peggle once again, but the backgrounds are all very uniquely World of Warcraft themed, which is very fun. As I said in my interview, I don't know anything about World of Warcraft. I never really played a whole lot of MMOs in general, really, but this is still a very fun little extra one. This is not to be infused with the actual, physical add-on that was in the actual World of Warcraft, which I know some people had mentioned in donations that they had played, which I obviously haven't played myself, but I've seen videos and runs of it, and it is a very unique little version of Peggle. There we go. Just like that, we're done with the first level. Have a couple little openers to do here. So we do this one little glint right here, and then all the way to the left. Shout out to Jimmy. Wait. He was in both places. Okay. 1, 2, 3, -8. Yeah. They're all like World of Warcraft themed, but they also threw in little extra Peggle elements in the background, which is very fun. Let's do that. Yeah. For me, I think even having not played World of Warcraft, it's even better playing this game because just seeing all these images without context is very fun. And there we go. Another pretty quick level. And I aced it. That's fine. This is R -0, and then R -0 a second time. Like that. And then there's a couple of little shots, but I don't know if I'll do it right. I'm kind of messy with them. Oh, it doesn't even matter because that happened. That's interesting. Okay, I can do this at least, which gets a nice little slide there. And again, another really nice background with a Bjorn right there. Should be pretty straightforward. Yeah, this is not, as mentioned before, this is not the only like unique little bonus thing of Peggle that exists. There's also, as said before, Peggle Extreme, which will be run at AGDQ with Sane Yourself and Helios WX, and that includes a bunch of Valve games, including Team Fortress 2, Half-Life, and Portal. How did I forget Portal? That's the only one. That's one of my favorite games ever. Anyways, here we go to the next level. We do a little glint here, although we kind of have to be careful. Coincidentally, right where the purple peg is, that can sometimes get in the way and mess up this opener, but as long as I'm patient, you get a nice thing there. I just realized it's not playing the little sound effects again, I don't think. I don't know why it does that. It's annoying. I had to like nudge it one time and then it works again, I think. I don't know. This game is finicky at times, but that's part of the charm in my opinion. This is also probably my favorite background because you may have noticed there's obviously this character right here, but then right in the corner is Bjorn, presumably about to do a like Dark Souls level boss, which the visual of that is very funny. Oh goodness, how do I have 4 left? Oh dear. This is actually a close call. Oh no. Okay, let me try getting free ball here. Free ball here. No, dang it. Okay. This will be a close call. We'll see. Here we go. God, this is not a level I fail usually. That's annoying. Dang. Okay. Well, that counts towards the previous fail levels. For the most part, I would say these levels are pretty easy, although every once in a while they can still kind of get in the way. Hello again, Jimmy. Okay. So that was working. Okay. Whatever. Sometimes the free bucket ball sound, it like won't work. It like won't play for me. I don't know why. Anyways, what else can I talk about? There's a lot of different like unique versions of Peggle. There's, as mentioned before, the Nintendo DS version of Peggle, which I haven't played a lot, and I've only done one full run of it, but that's another very fun, unique version of it. There's the mobile game, Peggle Blast, which people don't like, and I understand why, but I've also played a lot of that. And then a couple of little random miscellaneous versions, which are fun. There's one version, I don't know the full extent of it, but those little like screens that you see at some restaurants like Olive Garden and Red Robin, they have like a little screen where you can play Peggle for however much. Oh dear. This is one of my least favorite levels. It's not a very good level. It's very unfair with a lot of moving pegs and a lot of stuff in the way, but hopefully it'll go fine. I'm gonna wait until Bjorn, I get a Bjorn shot, and then I can try doing a slide here. Let's try. I don't want to jinx myself, but if I get through this first try, that'll make up for me screwing up the other one. Okay, free ball there. And that. Whoa, nope. There we go. Okay, now the slide is ruined, but oh well. Okay, let's try. God, this is interesting. Okay. And sometimes I might be missing something totally obvious. That's another common thing in these runs. Okay, I'm overthinking it. We'll just let it ride. Come on. I still have some more Bjorn left, so I want to try to like lodge it in there and like hopefully get something. That should be a free ball, I think. Yeah. Okay. How many do I have left? 3? Okay, this is doable. It's fine. I was overthinking, which, again, prevalent. Common thing in this game. Ooh, there we go. And then get that one out of the way. And then... There we go. And now, the other master, Splork. Now this, if I do this right, that might get in the way. Sometimes the greens can ruin this, but if I do it right, it'll be worth it. There we go. And then, like that. And those 3 giant slides, and that one from Splork took care of that entire level very quickly. I believe this is one of the fastest levels in like any IL record for any mainline Peggle game. The record is around 10 seconds, I think, which is absurd.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's very cool to watch because it's just like one shot, another shot, immediately done. It's very cool to see. Did another little pixel shot to get those 2 slides right there. And then this one should be pretty straightforward. There are a bunch of oranges at the bottom, which is a bit annoying, but it's not that big of a deal as long as I time stuff right. And let's get rid of that one. Oh, nice little couple of lucky ones there. Oh, green got in the way of that one, but that's okay. Let's try to get a free ball. Oh, that works too. And there we go. And yep, there we go.
Do I have time to make an announcement real quick?
Yep, sounds good.
Awesome. Well, just to let you know that we have a new incentive and a new bid war that has just been unlocked. First off, for the bid war is the voice language bid war for Final Fantasy. You can choose the language. You can choose either between English, Japanese, French, Italian, or German. And then also for the incentive for Doom 64 2020, that's going to be play the fun levels. The target amount for that is going to be $500, and the cutoff is going to be at the end of the run. So those are what you got there. You got a Final Fantasy voice language bid war, as well as a Doom 64 2020 play the fun levels incentive. Let's get those donations in.
Nice. This right here might be another one of my favorite backgrounds. I just really like the simplicity of it being like a very dramatic demon character of some sort, and then he has one of the badges that you get when you 100% full clear the level. I just think it's also a funny visual. Just the implication that this guy just like plays Peggle casually. This level 6 left. Let's see. Did a couple little openers there. This one should be okay. Although it's kind of close. Let me try doing a free ball, though that blue might get in the way. There we go. And get it lodged in there, and sideswipe it. There we go. And we're on the second to last level, of course. Should I turn off colorblind mode for that? Yeah. I should get a glint. Every once in a while, depending on where stuff is randomized, a peg will get in the way that, like, intrudes on a glint shot or a specific pixel shot that I want to do. But I definitely want to get that one because I got a good amount. Once again, we have another teleporter right here that we have to deal with that goes in kind of a weird spot. It ends up over here. I'll try to time it right to get a good amount. There we go. And since I would assume we're probably crunched for time, I'll start doing little shout outs and everything. I just want to shout out the entirety of the Peggle community just in general. Like, everybody is super chill and supportive and super creative. Like, again, I highly recommend you check out Peggle Fevers, which is the new spiritual sequel game that was just released a little while ago. If you want even more Peggle, there's already like a leaderboard for that that's very competitive and fun. And there we go. We're on our last level. Okay. This one is, yeah, this will do. So we do a slide there. I would normally do a slide there, but that's kind of, this floor kind of ruined it. So I'll just do that. And then I'm going to try to lodge the ball into here. And then, okay, I'll just do a couple little slides. And again, like, shout out to Fastest First for running this event and for having me just in general, and for the tech team for figuring out all the issues that have happened. I'm glad that I was able to show off this run. I won't sugarcoat it. I was nervous a lot of the time preparing for it, but I feel like despite some hiccups, it went pretty well. I say as I might fail this level. We'll see. Let's get those two. Oh, got stuck up there. Nice. And once again, once I'm done with this level, it'll be time after I click the continue button. I just want to, come on. If I get that green, that'll take care of everything. There we go. I might end with a splurk shot. I will end with a splurk shot, but I just got to time it. Nope. I won't end with a splurk shot. Oh well. And time it right, please. No. Okay. Oh, that was an ending with another close call. Okay, so time is coming up, and time.
Fantastic. Oh my gosh. That was Peggle-tastic.
Yeah. And you get a 10-day free trial of World of Warcraft if you click that link, so that's another bonus.
Oh, even better. There you go. Play a bit of Peggle and get 10 free days of World of Warcraft. That's a win-win.
Yeah.
Well, Mannequin, thank you so much for coming in and showcasing both the any percent of Peggle Deluxe as well as the WoW Edition run. For people that want to catch your streams and also your socials, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitch. It's just mannequin_Z or Z, depending on where you are. And I don't have that much social media, except just recently I opened a Blue Sky. So if you want to follow that, it's just mannequin Z or Z, but without the underscore. And those are the main two places. I also post some stuff on YouTube under the same name, but it's not really speedrunning oriented. It's just other random stuff that I make. So thank you once again for having me.
No worries. Thank you again for showcasing this run. Everyone, please give a round of applause for Mannequin Z doing a Peggle Deluxe 80% run and then the WoW Edition run. Okay, all that. Time for us to take ourselves a little bit of a break. We're going to get ourselves set up for the next run, which is going to be from Libby. It's going to be RKGK. Rakugaki. So be sure to get up, stretch your legs, get some snacks, drinks, and we'll see you in just a little bit. And hello, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you all have got yourself some refreshments, some snacks, and you are all ready to go for some more speed running action. And after seeing Mannequin do that Peggle Deluxe run and the WoW run, it's got me hyped. Are you all hyped for more runs? I bet you are. Get yourselves ready because we're going to be having another run happening very soon. It's going to be Limai with RKGK, Rakugaki. And it's going to be the New Game Plus half graffiti run. So get ready for that. Just to let you all know that we are happy to share that we will be returning Fastest Furs. Will be returning to Furry Weekend Atlanta in 2025 for another in-person speed running event. And we would love to see you there. FWA 2025 will take place in Atlanta, Georgia from May 8th to 11th, 2025. You can register today to take advantage of early bird pricing as well as browse the hotel and other travel options as well. Use the command !FWA for a link to the event site or visit www.furryweekend.com. Tasha Snap in the chat saying speedrunning is neat. You know what, Tasha? I 1000% agree with you. Speedrunning is pretty neat. Definitely neat. And just to give you another heads up, for the bid war and new incentive that we have, first kicking it off with Final Fantasy 16. It's the voice language bid war. You can choose between English, Japanese, French, Italian, or German. All you got to do is type !donate in the chat. Simple as that. Donate as little or as much as you want. And select the voice language bid war for Final Fantasy 16, whichever language you want to have. That will be happening. The colourful will happen at the start of the run. So before the run starts is when you have time from now until then to select what language you would like to hear. As well as we've got Doom 64, the 2020 version, and that is a $500 target goal to play the fun levels. That cutoff is going to be at the end of the run, so you'll be seeing the full Doom 64 2020 speedrun. And if we reach $500, you get more Doom 64. How awesome is that? See that you want to see the fun levels be played? Get those donations in right now. We just want to give another big shout out to one of our other amazing sponsors. Fall Fest 2024 is once again sponsored by Furry Logic Escape Rooms. Furry Logic brings escape room experiences to conventions all over the US, including furrycons and speedrunning events. Follow them at Blue Sky at furrylogic.bsky.social. That's at furrylogic.bsky.social, or use the command !FurryLogic in the chat for a link, and keep an eye out for them at your next event.